Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down complex systems. Today, we're going to talk about security, and I'll tell you right now, it's about way more than just buying a big, beefy lock.
All right, let's just jump right in with a kind of weird question. What does a high-security bank vault have in common with an onion? Yeah, an onion. Stick with me here, because the answer to that question, it gets to the absolute heart of how real, effective security actually works. It's all about the layers.
So, to really understand this, we've got to do something first. We have to completely throw out that image we all have from the movies. You know, the one with the single, giant, impenetrable vault door? That's pure Hollywood. The reality is, no security pro ever trusts just one barrier. Ever. And why is that? It's simple, really. Any single defense, I don't care how tough it is, can fail. It can be broken or bypassed or just malfunction. That creates a single point of failure. And in the world of security, that's a gamble you just can't take.
Which, you guessed it, brings us right back to that onion. Seriously, the best way to picture how modern protection is designed is to think about peeling back the layers of an onion.
Now, the pros have a fancy name for it. They call it Concentric Circles of Protection, or defense in depth. But honestly, the onion model just makes so much more sense, doesn't it? As you peel back each layer, you get closer to the core, and every single layer is a brand new obstacle.
And you can see exactly how this works right here. It's a journey. You start way out at the perimeter. Think fences and gates. Then you hit the building itself. Tough doors, good lighting. If you get past that, you're inside. But now you've got hallways, lobbies, maybe key card access. And only then, after all that, do you get to the actual asset, like a server room. See? An attacker isn't trying to beat one thing. They have to defeat a whole series of things, one after the other.
Okay, so what's the point of all these layers? I mean, what are they actually doing? They're not just random roadblocks. Oh no, each layer is designed to do one of four very specific things.
And here they are. These are the famous 4Ds of physical security: deter, detect, delay, and deny. And the order here is absolutely critical.
So let's walk through this. First up is deter. This is all in the mind. You want to make a potential bad guy look at the place and just think, nope, not worth it. We're talking visible cameras, bright lights, scary-looking fences. But okay, let's say they try anyway. That's where detect comes in. The moment they cross the line, you need to know about it. That's your alarms, your motion sensors. Now, detecting an intruder is useless if you can't do anything about it. So that alarm triggers a response, but that response team needs time to get there, which leads us to delay. This is your physical stuff: locks, fences, reinforced doors, anything to slow the attacker down. And that delay is designed to buy just enough time for the final D, deny. That's when the security guards or the police show up and stop the threat.
But out of all of that, there is one relationship that is absolutely make or break for the entire system. It's not about having the strongest lock in the world. It's all about one thing: time.
And it all comes down to this super simple but brilliant formula. Your delay time has to be greater than your response time. Think about it. If your fancy fence and locks can slow an intruder down for, say, 5 minutes, but it takes the cops 10 minutes to get there, well, your system is completely useless. It's a failure. The math just has to work.
Okay, so let's take all this theory and drop it into a really tricky real-world situation. This is where the rubber meets the road, and you're forced to make a tough call. I want you to imagine something. You're the head of security for a big data center. Inside, you've got servers holding incredibly valuable top-secret information. You're working on the plan for the emergency exit in the back, and suddenly you hit a massive roadblock.
You've got two people yelling at you, and they want the exact opposite thing. On one side, you have the IT director. He's saying, we need a fail-secure lock. If the power gets cut, that door needs to lock down tight, protect the data at all costs. But on the other side is the fire marshal, and he's saying, no way, you need a fail-safe lock. If there's a fire and the power goes, that door must unlock so people can get out.
So there's your dilemma: asset protection versus human safety. Do you lock the door to protect the servers, or do you unlock it to save the people? What do you do? Which lock do you install?
Well, if you ask any security professional, it's not even a question. There's zero hesitation. The answer is immediate, it's absolute. You install the fail-safe lock.
And that's because of the single most important, unbreakable rule in this entire field. Life safety always trumps asset protection. Always. You never, ever, under any circumstances, trap a human being to protect a thing. It doesn't matter how valuable that thing is. People come first. End of story.
But that doesn't mean you just throw your hands up and say, oh, well, the data's not secure. No! This is where you go back to thinking in layers. You solve the problem. First, you install that fail-safe lock, right? That satisfies the fire marshal and keeps people safe. Then, you add another layer. You put a ridiculously loud, high-decibel alarm right on that door. So now what happens? In a real emergency, people can get out safely. But if a thief tries to use that door, that alarm is going to scream its head off, which dithers them and detects the breach so security can respond. Problem solved, with another layer.
And all of this really brings us to the final and I think most crucial takeaway about this whole philosophy.
At the end of the day, real effective security isn't about a single product. It's not about buying the world's strongest lock. It's about building a smart system. A system where every single piece, from a warning sign to a fence to a camera, works together. It's a system that uses psychology just as much as it uses steel, that's obsessed with the relationship between time and distance, and, most importantly, a system where the absolute #1 priority is always, always protecting human life.
So here's a little homework for you. The next time you walk into any building, your office, a bank, whatever, just take a second and look around. I mean, really look. Notice the cameras, the gates, the way the front desk is positioned. Because now that you know the philosophy, you might just start to see those invisible layers of the onion working silently all around you.